Behold, Thror the Thunderer, the mighty bear in the north, the lightning-slinging dragon slayer, the unkillable spellhammer hero. What is up, guys? I'm Vader's Kabuto, and this is my very first Skyrim build. So, his name is Thror, and that's Thror, but of course, if this build inspires you, feel free to name your character whatever you choose. I personally was inspired by Thor, of course, but also the aesthetic takes somewhat after Boromir from Lord of the Rings. And so I recommend choosing the Nord race for role-playing reasons, as well as the aesthetic you can get while playing a Nord. In my case, the war paint is specific to the Nord race. And late game, you're going to want to use the Lord Stone or the Atronach Stone, but early game, you're going to have to either switch between the Warrior and the Mage Stones, or just go for the Lover Stone. So I actually prefer the Lord Stone on this build, just because the Atronach Stone is only a 50% chance of spell absorption, and when we have our shield raised, we're going to have 50% plus elemental resistance, and also the 25% from the Lord Stone, so that's already 75%, and we're going to enchant the shield with 20% magic resistance, so that's already 95% magic resistance if our shield is raised. So that's pretty good, and 45 if it's not raised. Yeah. So, as you level up, you're going to want to invest into health and stamina on a 2-to-1 ratio, and you're not going to need to invest in any magicka. The skills in this build I'm using are block, one-handed, smithing, restoration, destruction, enchanting, and light armor. I have a link in the description for the specific perks to invest in.
What do you need to take?
Enchanting is what makes this build so powerful, as it allows the use of unlimited destruction spells while also increasing bulk and melee damage output. And looks like the video is just now showing all the equipment. As you saw previously on my character, I have enchantments so that way my destruction magicka cost is 100% reduced, and my restoration is 75% reduced. And so what that allows me to do is cast unlimited thunderbolts, lightning cloaks, stuff like that, but also cast many times the close wound spell. So, and that's all you really need, the 75%. I haven't invested in magicka at all, so you're gonna have to wait for the late game to be able to cast those spells. But the reason I wanted the destruction is because, and you'll see if you check the perks, that I have augmented shock. I like the shock because for killing dragons, it's probably the most effective way to take down a dragon, because you get the stagger as well as the magicka reduction. And if you didn't know, dragons actually use magicka for their fire breath, their frost breath. So that, but I mean, it doesn't even matter because they're getting staggered by your dual casting impact. So yeah, and now as you can see, I'm just demonstrating some bandit gameplay. They're really no match. I don't really take any damage, despite there being a couple of bandit marauders. Pretty much everything's gonna die in one hit until you get to like the bandit marauder stage. And coming up, we got a little exhibition just showing you what it might look like to take down a dragon. So I'm going up to Sheer Point. I haven't been here before, and I tried to kill a bunny, but I missed. Yeah, so this is a blood dragon. It's not going to take too long to kill, except for my terrible accuracy. I never play with crosshairs because it just feels unimmersive. Yeah, so I don't know how many shots this was, like 4 or 5 dual casts. And here's a dragon priest. No problem at all with the stagger. For dragon priests, I would probably go with the thunderbolt instead of using a mace and a shield, just because they're so annoying. They like to float around and run away, you know. And learning some new words. It's cool. Not the most useful shout ever, especially if you're not playing a sneak character. You can always use a bow and arrow for the same effect. you just want to shoot an arrow at a wall, draw an NPC towards it. Yeah, I got my gold. Alright, now here's a little exhibition with some giants. So, yeah, casting lightning cloak, get out my mace and my shield. I call them snow hammer and snow shield. Yeah, that was 2 hits, 1 power attack and 1 normal hit, so I guess about 3 hits per giant. And now here I'm just going to show you what kind of defenses we have. So this is without the shield, and I can tank those giant hits pretty well, and as you can see, my magic is hardly going down for casting close wounds. I do have the Adept Restoration perk, and 75% reduction with my apparel. And I saw that dragon in the corner, so I want to go track it down. There it is. And this dragon's actually an ancient dragon, so it's going to take a little longer, but you'll see that it is no problem for this character. And you might be wondering what armor I'm wearing. This is the Stalroom armor from the Dragonborn expansion. And if you have special edition, then it comes with it. You'll have to do some quests, though, on Solstheim before you can craft it. And you'll need the Ebony smithing perk. I'm also using the Stormcloak Officer helmet, which I think is just really cool. It's like a Nord sort of helmet, bare head, you know. Boom. That's all it takes. Lightning is very good against dragons. So that's the Thunderbolt spell, and pretty much dual casting it's going to be about as strong as your mace. And here I'm just running over. I thought there was going to be some skeletons over by the Astronaut Stone or something, but I caught a glimpse of a spider. You see that? I was like, wow, that's creepy as heck. I want to go kill it. So that's what I'm doing. Heading over to the spider. Those things are pretty awesome. My lightning cloak. It's actually pretty anticlimactic. I actually end up just killing it with the Cyclone Shout, but I think it was already at a pretty low health, so it dies with the shout. Don't get to see a super cool ragdoll or anything. I wanted to film on Valtheim Towers, but I had recently killed those enemies already, and yeah, so they couldn't respawn yet. So I just personally like the Cyclone Shout for the aesthetic of it. You could use Unrelenting Force, that's pretty handy too. Really, you don't even need to use Shouts, you're pretty much invincible. I mean, if you do take any damage, of course, you can cast those restoration spells. But you're pretty bulky with the enchantments, because as you saw, the shield and necklace are enchanted with Fortify Health, and at 100 enchanting, that's plus 62, so a total of 124 health added. That's like over 12 levels of health, plus all the health investment. Yeah. So that's gonna be it, guys. This is my Spellhammer build. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
Slow, but looking good.